So I know, and again, I'm going to rely on my fellow council members to set me straight here. We want to offer on behalf of Mount Hood Ski Patrol, we want to offer a thank you and welcome to several of the areas that we serve. I know that Libby is with us tonight. Noel Johnson is the newly elected president of Teacup. He had indicated that he couldn't be here tonight. Clint Harris was hoping to jump on. Chase McComber is the immediate past patrol director, having recently retired, I guess we'd put it. Many of us enjoyed working with Chase this last year. John Bain is the PD for Mount Hood Meadows, and also a special guest in, we'll hear from him in just a couple of minutes, is Greg Dilger, the director of racing for Pack Rat Racing. So thank you everybody for coming in. We want to kick the awards part of this off with the Volunteer of the Year Awards. So I'll call on Libby to talk about her winner.
Well, thank you, everybody. What a great presentation so far. Thank you, Gordy, for going through probably the toughest part of that. It's been a long year for everybody, but we've come out on the other side, and for that I am grateful, and to be with you folks, I'm even more thankful for. But in other news, I'm very excited to announce the Timberline Patroller of the Year Award. This year, we've awarded a special individual. Sorry, my dog is bothering me. This individual has really, has been involved with Mount Hood Ski Patrol for as long as I have. We were in the same OEC class together. We grew up in patrol together. We've been working together for many years. And throughout the years, this individual has been incredibly consistent with our teams and always there and present, willing to learn, asking all the right questions, always hungry for knowledge. This patroller has gone above and beyond many times, and especially this year, always in the right place at the right time. We'd be asking for people looking for cases. They would find the case immediately. They were the first to help out with line control at the bottoms of our flood lift. I mean, never saying no. An astounding patroller. I'm so incredibly thrilled to present this award to Cam Comley this year. Please all give Cam a big round of applause. He has just been a consistent feature of Timberline Ski Patrol and absolutely crushed it every single time. Woo! I can't imagine someone being more in the right place at the right time than anybody. I can't imagine his case count this year, but I'm sure it's astounding. So, yeah, give him a big high five, slap on the back. And, yeah, he's had a tough year, but he stuck it out with us. And I am just so thrilled every time I see him. So thank you, Cam, for always being there for us. We really appreciate you. And I should have thought of Summit, and I definitely did not. So sorry for that.
Our volley coverage at Summit was a little bit thin this year, so that's okay. Well, it's a combined award. So
okay.
Thank you. No, thank you so much, Libby. And yeah, there was quite a lot of discussion about Cam this year, and want everybody to know that he has not seen his family in something like 16 or 17 months because of the pandemic and travel restrictions. So it's been amazing to see Cam at Timberline literally every day. I think that any of us were up there. So yeah, pretty amazing. I will call next on Chase again. I can't see videos. So do we have Chase in the house? Yes, no? You can go up here, you can sit right here. Somebody help me out. Dave Winterling? Is Chase on the call?
I'm pretty sure I saw him join. I'm scrolling through the names right now. God, he might have dropped off.
Sorry, folks. This is live TV. Oh, I hear somebody beeping in.
Yeah, I don't see him on. Matt, maybe we wait till he gets on. We'll present that award later on in the agenda.
Okay, and is John Bain with us? I don't think so.
I think I saw him log on.
Hi all, I'm here. Thanks for having me.
Okay. Well, there's no way that I can't spoil the surprise here, given the presentation. So I'm gonna kill the buzz on skee ball. My apologies. Um, I'll have Chase say his. Sorry, just for a second here, John. I'll say just a quick thing about the skee ball awardee was the rookie who knocked it out of the park. I think he had 40 something days just at skee bowl and stepped up on multiple occasions for evening shifts when patrollers were delayed because of COVID or weather or other illness. So it is really a pleasure on behalf of skee bowl to present the Volunteer of the Year award to Sam Lefebvre, who had a really tremendous rookie season.
Hey, Matt.
Yeah.
As APC, maybe in lieu of Chase, I was really hoping Chase would be on today, but since we don't know if he's going to be on, I just personally want to thank not just Sam, but all of the skee bowl team members this year for really stepping up in a tough year. I was really pleased to see Sam win this award in particular, because I think he represents a really, really strong rookie team this year who really, really stepped up this year and covered the area and did a fabulous job. So congratulations to Sam. And also a word on Chase. He took over in a tough year. We expected to be a very difficult year. Knocked it out of the park in terms of managing the ski patrol as the patrol director, interim patrol director. I don't think skee bowl's had a true patrol director for a few years, but he was incredible. I think all of us that worked with Chase very, very much appreciated his solid background, his willingness to do whatever it took. And I hope he can check in at some point here today, but all kudos to Chase for making this past year go really, really smoothly at skee bowl. And I wish him luck in his current new endeavors.
Also, Sam's here. Sam logged in. Sam's here.
All right. Congratulations, Sam.
Congratulations, Sam.
I knew he was going to be a little bit late. I'm glad he's in time to see his name up in lights. Good deal. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for that, Matt. And if we get Chase on a little bit later, then maybe we can have him say something.
Yep.
But one area where we have had a patrol director is Mount Hood Meadows. And John, welcome.
Hello all, thanks for having me. This year was fun, but not quite as much fun as usual. I think we could all agree. I want to thank everyone that showed up this year. I know that those that weren't with us had a darn good reason, and I appreciate everybody being discerning. But those that went the extra mile and joined us this year, a year that we had a plan, but we didn't know how it'd go, and I hope all that joined us feel like it went pretty well. But we weren't sure at first, so I just so grateful for everybody that jumped in the deep end this year with us. Stood outside a little bit longer in the mornings and had a little quieter days. Looking forward to return of a more social patrol. But thanks for helping us do what we had to do. I want to give a huge shout out to the captains, Edward, Chopper, Roger, and Steve. Appreciate you greatly. Great communication, especially Roger and Kat as APCs. Your communication and coordination means everything, and it really makes it work. And I appreciate you both. Thanks for the OEC help, especially Reba and Gina. You guys all put in a lot of extra work individually to make our season happen. So just want to say thanks to all. It's a team effort, as you all know, and I really appreciate the team that joins us. We have some new hardware this year too at Meadows. It's long overdue, but we've been wanting to recognize the volunteers of the year that have won this award for the years past. And so I'm happy tonight to share a plaque that'll live in our locker room going back to 2011-ish. We're missing a few dates because nobody seems to remember the exact years they won it, and we don't have records, so that's why we make these plaques. So, but I want to share the new Meadows Volunteer of the Year plaque with some names going back to about 2010-11, with some D team members, Debbie, Matt.
Yay,
Jeff was a different member, different team. But anyway, the latest addition to this roster is Kat Price. Kat, thank you for your work this year. Congratulations.
Yeah! That's what I'm talking about.
So Kat, thank you so much for everything you've done for us for so many years. This year was especially tough on many. You were tremendously tough and showed up and shared your passion for skiing and led our team through this year that was rough in many unique ways. So I appreciate you, and we remember Tom this year, and I got to figure out how to move forward through all this. So thank you for helping us through this. Kat.
Thank you, John. Thank you.
Well, for Libby, and for Matt and John, thanks so much for your presentations. We wanted to move this up in the order a little bit. Libby's got her morning meeting at 5:45, so we weren't sure if she was going to be able to hang out with us for the whole time.
Matt,
Yes, ma'am.
someone with their hand up. We have Kimberly Granning with her hand up. I think she'd like to say something, if you don't mind.
For sure.
No, that was a mistake. I'm sorry. I was trying to clap for everybody, and
Just kidding. Got it. Hi, Eric.
So that was the hand up high five. We get it. It's all good.
yeah, that's what it was.
Thank you, Eric. Another guy who's getting up pretty early in the morning, we'd like to, we'll have some detail on this here. We just want to give a shout out to Greg. Has been instrumental in some really amazing fundraising for us. And Greg, just offer you the opportunity for a word for us.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity to address Ski Patrol. You guys are absolutely amazing. And it's really nice for me to hear everybody talking about what you guys do all year long. So as a person that does a lot of racing, putting races on, racing down the hill, I can't say how much I appreciate Ski Patrol. And I've had my fair share of time in Ski Patrol, unfortunately, but most of the time it's just laying there being sick. And a few years ago, when I had a lot of days in Ski Patrol, I've been training adults to race for about a dozen years, always had a year-end fundraise, and I thought, why not change this up? Everybody says, what's it going to cost? I said, why don't we collect some money and donate it to Ski Patrol? So we started doing that, and I think this is the 5th year that we did it. And last year, of course, was all virtual because we couldn't get together on the hill. And this year we were able to get together on the hill, and we set a goal. God, memory is tough as I get older. I think we raised about $3,000 last year, and we raised it. We were going to do about 35. It was our goal this year, and we blew right on by that. I'm the race director for Ski Patrol. My group is part of Teachy Racing, the winter part where we teach people. So I'm up on the hill 3 or 4 days a week, training, doing race training. You've probably seen my courses up there many times. And a lot of the money that I raised during the year, I elected to use to match donations that people made to Ski Patrol through this race that we did at the end of the year. And last year, because we were virtual, one of the guys said, well, let me put a notice up on Facebook. I said, hey, that sounds like a great idea. We got some good response on it last year, so we did it again this year. We named the race for Laura Green. Laura Green, I'm sure many of you remember that name as one of your patrol members from years past, who happens to be a relative of our race director in Pack Rat, Dale Parshall. And so he suggested that, and I thought that sounded like a great idea, so we could attach a name to it. And it's been really gratifying to see. Oh boy, there's a big echo. Anyway, very gratifying to see the response. Dale mentioned it to some of her relatives back east, and they sent checks out, and they said in future years they're going to make it out for the race. Our race this year, the response was phenomenal. Everybody had a great time. We picked a great day just by accident, and it was a super good time on the hill. This year, Dave Winterling has been great support for us, showing up for a lot of the Pack Rat races, and he was there for our fundraiser race and did actually go down the course trying to stay ahead of the toboggan. And I think he won. But for me, because I've spent so much time laying in ski patrol, it was just my way of having an opportunity to give back a little bit. And we'll continue to do this every year. I keep talking with every patroller I run across and mention it to them. And once I sometimes repeat it, I think people get tired of hearing about it. But that's the only way we're going to keep it going and make it even better. For me, it's been hard to keep track of how much funds we actually collected this year. But I think if I remember right, because I've been running everything through Dave to make it get there, I think we're over $6,700 that we raised this year for Mounted Ski Patrol. So again, we really appreciate what you do. Be aware that Pack Rat is the organization that makes it possible for me to do this, because the race committee does all the work on the race. I'm the race director, but I need a dozen other people to do it, and they all just stepped right up and did it. When we collect money, all of the money that we collect goes to Ski Patrol. Nothing goes for, we have to insure everybody. So when we sign somebody up to race, it costs us $10 for everybody that ran in that race that was not a member of Pack Rat. It costs us an extra $10, and Pack Rat pays that as a donation. When we sign them up, they signed up through the credit card system, and active.com charges us, I think it's 6% or 7% to do that. Pack Rat pays that as their donation. So yeah, the organization is great support. The people are great support. And I'm really, really happy that we are as successful as we are to help an organization such as you folks, because you do a wonderful job. We could not have ski racing on the hill without you. And I thank you very much.
Hey, Greg, I just want to say thank you so much on behalf of Mounted Ski Patrol. You put so much work into these fundraising events the last few years, and that large number of members of the mountain community that you had participate this year, just fantastic. You know, the money they donated, it's equivalent to 15% of our budget. And in a year when our fundraising was down, that was greatly appreciated. So nice job. You even had ski patrollers from Mount Spokane, NSP members, coming down to race in the event. That was really cool.
Yeah, we had fun, we enjoyed it, and we appreciate you.
Matt, if you're talking, you're muted. Just in case.
Matt took a few minutes to refill his cup, I think.
No, this is
There's a first. Matt at a loss for words.
This is part of the challenge. Have we got any echo here? I'm balancing a bunch of devices here. We okay?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. Sorry about that. Just had to make a little change here to change my situational awareness. Thanks, everybody. Sorry about that. Now for Cleo, Cleo wanted to show the members of council for the last couple of years, and I'll hand it over to Cleo for his comments.
Thanks, Matt. And thank you to PACRAF for all the money that you donated to us. And we really do need it for our budget purposes. So this year, we'd like to start a new tradition. This will be a thank you to our council members running from president to president. As most of you know, James Schuler has been the president for the past 2 years. During his 2 years as president, the executive council included the members that you can see on the slide in front of you. One of the names that you see there towards the bottom is Kathy Lee. She's not actually a member of the council, but I believe she attended every meeting that the council had. So that's why she's up there. So I'd like to tell you briefly about some of the accomplishments of this council over the past 2 years. As you all know, COVID-19 became a part of our lives in late February, early March of 2020. Our previous patrol chief, Rachel Lieber, recognized the severity of COVID-19 and encouraged the council to act quickly. Starting on March 15th, 2020, the council met at least weekly for several months to respond to COVID-19 and the impacts to this patrol. The council made the tough decision to not allow Mount Hood Ski Patrol volunteers to patrol at our resorts due to the pandemic. The resorts shut down shortly thereafter. Members of the council work closely with the resorts, the National Ski Patrol, Dr. Jim Hamilton, our own medical director, and state officials to come up with a plan to return to patrolling at our resorts. Council members and others wrote COVID-19 patrolling protocols. I would like to especially thank Dr. Jim Hamilton, Dr. Mike Murray, Patrol Chief Dave Winterling, and First Aid Chief Will Party for writing and editing the COVID-19 protocols, the patrolling protocols. Jan Szilagyi, the host director, then edited those protocols for the mountain hosts. Heather Van Hatten helped to write the COVID-19 health screening document, and she then screened each document to make sure that an individual patroller was qualified to wear an N95 mask. Steve Barnett, Steve Eversmeyer, John Howard, and Will Party worked diligently to find and then buy N95 masks. Steve Barnett, Annie Eversmeyer, Steve Eversmeyer, and John Howard then fit tested every patroller who wanted to patrol under the new COVID-19 protocols. And I just want to say here that an update 95 fit testing is going on right now because some of those patrollers, their year is up, so they need to be fit tested again. Beth Hicks took the lead in providing COVID-19 training and in creating and grading the online COVID-19 quiz given to all patrollers who patrolled the past season. Dave Willering and Will Party assisted Beth with the COVID-19 training. The council worked hard to figure out how to hold council meetings as well as general meetings during the pandemic. No council or general meetings have been missed since the start of the pandemic. We went through numerous meeting platforms, including Zoom, Google Meets, and WebEx to keep our meetings going. The council made the decision to allow members to remain in good standing if a member chose not to patrol this year due to COVID-19. We welcome everybody to come back to active patrolling as the COVID-19 protocols loosen, and that includes our summer operations that are going on right now. The council made another tough decision to close the Govey building to most day-to-day use in order to prevent spread of the disease through contamination. This council in the last 2 years did a lot more than just deal with the pandemic issues. This council reviewed and updated the Articles of Incorporation and then the bylaws as recommended by the Nonprofit Association of Oregon. Numerous town hall style meetings were held to present the bylaws to the membership. A big thank you to Kathy Lee, Lisa Hargrave, and Matt Wood for doing the hard work of updating these documents, and to Matt for running the town hall meetings. We are currently working on updating the policy and procedures, and that work should be completed shortly. Over the last 2 years, the formal bicycle program has become a reality. We are in the process of bringing on our first 2 bicycle-only patrollers. That means they're not going to be skiing, they'll only be on bicycles. The council has requested a bylaws change to accommodate bike patrollers only. If you have not voted regarding that amendment, could you please do so? Mounted Ski Patrol has led the way with the National Ski Patrol in our division for setting up both bike patrol and COVID protocols. We should be thankful for the strong leadership and presenters that make our organization shine. Their efforts were part of the 2020 Pacific Northwest Division Conference. Mounted Ski Patrol was once again the leader in ideas and information provided to the region and to the National Ski Patrol. So let me quickly share some of the other accomplishments of this council. The Google Calendar and Wiki were cleaned up, including adding the minutes to the Wiki. Our Dropbox account was cleaned up so that all the 75th anniversary photos are available, and there is plenty of space for future documents. The treasurer has moved most of our financial transactions to paperless and is storing them in the cloud. We relocated our post office box. Our social media accounts were updated and guidelines were provided to members. Trupiter, our new dispatch system, went live during the past 2 years. We transferred the ownership and the liability of the rescue center at Ski Bowl to Ski Bowl. We standardized the memorandum of understanding with the areas, which means that we're no longer using extra legal resources to review multiple documents. The Govey building was struck by lightning in June of 2020, and it's been repaired. Well, it's almost completely repaired. We recently discovered some electrical issues in the front part of the building, and we're working on getting those repaired as well. With leadership from this council, we brought in a $10,000 donation from an angel donor. Basically, an angel donor matched what other people donated. We also received, as you just heard, a $6,700 donation from PackRat, and we received a $3,700 donation from Hillcrest Ski Shop for helping with labor to move to their new location. I just want to thank this council for your hard work over the past 2 years. Although the council works hard for this patrol, the real work is done by each one of you as individual patrollers. So let's get on with recognizing your good work now. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much, Cleo. I'm just going to spend the briefest possible time because people have heard me talk a lot this year, and I want the focus to be on everybody else. But as VP, I have the pleasure and responsibility to serve with and around a lot of the committees. So we want to provide a huge vote of thanks to a lot of people. As Jay Miller is fond of saying, many hands make light work. And these are some of the many hands, and particularly want to shout out, had conversations with Dave Winterling and with Will Party about the contributions that Dave Miller and Wendy and we should say Mike Cullen as well, for really staying on top of dispatch. It has been really a pleasure to have launched Trupiter originally under the umbrella of the communications committee, starting about 4 years ago, and to see it develop and continually improve. Thanks to Jay for stepping back in as registrar. There are a few folks that didn't have too much to do this season, and we look forward to Mike and Kelly getting back to work with race events and Snowvana. All these folks will talk a little bit about Paul Vanderbosch. My hat is off to Elena Waller and to Glenn Anderson hugely for just so dramatically improving our presence on social media, bringing the Instagram account back from the dead, brushing it off, and making sure that we were in good shape. Didn't have to have a Govey building caretaker this year. We'll be looking for that come the fall. Vote of thanks to Mark and to Courtney for staying on top of the sweep. The sweep can be long, but it is the official voice of the patrol, and we appreciate everybody staying in touch with it. For the APCs, for all of the APCs, with a note to Steve Barnett as the outgoing Bike Patrol APC, and welcome to Glenn Anderson stepping into those shoes. It's been a real pleasure to see that develop. Real quickly, thanks to the nominations committee, we had not just a quorum, but we had a very significant turnout for the votes. So thank you to Heather for putting together an amazing nominating committee, and particularly to Michael Cummings for having coordinated not just the officer vote, but also all of the voting that we've had to do on bylaws, including the one that is currently going on. So just to echo what Cleo said, please cast your vote if you haven't done that thus far. For recruitment, Glenn is our main man, did an amazing job. It was a long tryout day. It was a long recruitment season and a long tryout day. We tried out 59, I believe, folks, and we're going to have a very, very full incoming class, 35 and a wait list. So Glenn and Dave did an amazing job. Courtney helped out quite a lot with meetings. Rachel Lieber gave an amazing interview with KOIN that drew a lot of attention. Jim and Mary Stemple were angels for hours in the parking lot at Skee Bowl the day of tryouts. So thank you, everybody. And thank you to the ITs and the coaches who had a very long day at tryouts there. Clothing and uniform, we're staying on top. I hope a few people can join us tomorrow when I do the pop-up. And shout out if you need any clothing. Bruce Harris continues to be our main guy for the design and execution of the designs on the clothing. And Mike Thistle and Mac Lessier, two rookies who are stepping into clothing committee. Thank you so much for helping me out with that. Again, the communications committee helping craft our messages and make sure that we're getting the right words out in the right order. And to everybody who's participated in that. And again, particularly for Elena and Glenn to help craft those communications going out to the public on social media. The banquet committee, here we are with just another huge round of appreciation for Courtney and for Mike and for Zoe. It was unfortunate that we had to make the decision to have this online. Again, don't have to wear pants, but next year we get to put tuxedos on and everything on. We will be on the mountain May 21st, so save the date. Make your hotel reservations soon. I think Courtney's got the block for us. So thanks to them, and we'll have another couple of members stepping on very soon. Can't do it without money. Lisa and Kathy and Jay continue in the background to be both our audit committee and finance committee. I left Reba Sharp's name off this, so my apologies for that. And Sam Lefebvre, our Skee Bowl guy of the year, is stepping into this as well. And governance, again, my personal thanks for all of the patience and all of the hours and all of the contributions from Kathy and Lisa as we have worked through the articles of incorporation and the bylaws and the PNP. It's the I'm fond of saying it's the romance and glamour of Ski Patrol, but we're almost done, and we'll be able to leave you alone about it. So thank you, everybody, for your contributions, and my apologies if I've missed anybody in here. And then to move into the next, celebrating years of service, we'll just give we'll give you some of the same information that we've had the last couple of years. So this is to celebrate both Mount Hood Ski Patrol and National Ski Patrol years of service. When we celebrate national, it's important for everybody to realize, and there are a couple of folks that have been around to remember the change, that Mount Hood Ski Patrol left National Ski Patrol in 1962 and didn't return until 1987. So we have a distinct difference in years of service between, for some folks, between their service to National Ski Patrol and their service to MHSP. So, and then also you'll see the host numbers in here. The Mountain Host program officially joined Mount Hood Ski Patrol in 2005. They're not members of NSP, but until just a couple of years ago, we didn't have a good way to recognize their service. So you can see the pin in the middle of this slide. That is our Mount Hood Ski Patrol pin. It has a space for engraving, and those pins will be issued in increments of they'll be issued in 5-year increments, 5, 10, 15, etc. So Unfortunately, there are a few of you that know that our longtime jeweler, Klein Jeweler, had to close down. They got caught up in the stuff in downtown Portland. So we've identified a new jeweler who will help us with engraving these pins. And pretty soon we'll be doing a mass distribution of the years of service pins that go back a couple of years. So look for yours coming soon. So we'll just go, again, in approximately 5-year increments. We'll celebrate those folks that are celebrating their 5-year milestone for the class of 2016, including our patrol chief, Dave Winterling, and some of his classmates. You'll see Heather Van Houten's name in here, has been a member of National for quite a long time, but came in, rolled into our patrol in 2016. Deborah Burke is one of our hosts. Britt Anderson returned to Mount Hood Ski Patrol after a long absence, so he's back in. For 10 years of service, our former patrol chief, Rachel Lieber, in there, and now the director of host services, Moira, and DMAC in here, APC Timberline. Congratulations to them and to the guys that have been with MHSP, NSP longer, but 10 years with MHSP here. Kevin and Tim, Craig, and Judy and Ted, our hosts. For 15 years of service, crossover here, the class of 2005, I guess that makes it. Corey and Todd. Jody is split in time between us and Colorado now. 20 years of service. There's Kat Price again for Kat and Roger. Came in the same time. Really appreciate them. And to Karen as our APC, our assistant patrol chief for Teacup. 25 years of service. He had his hand up earlier, so here's a shout out to Eric Granning. Thank you, Eric, for 25 years of service to both MHSP and National, and to Neil Geisler, who had a baby, but you'll see some baby slides coming up right here, has been in National, has actually been in every region. Neil has been in every region in division and has been on, I think, 9 different patrols.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you. I've loved the patrol. Go for another 25. Thanks, everybody. Love you.
And I think that'll make you 65, right? When you hit 50. Thank you, Eric.
Yeah, pretty much.
And,
We have Jeff Azal raising his hand.
yes, Jeff.
No, just clapping.
The sound of one hand clapping. I love it.
I know that one.
And 35 years of service to National, Susan Dirting. Thank you, Susan. So with that, we'll get into the new members, and I'll call on Dave Winterling, our patrol chief, to welcome our new hill patrollers.
All right. So on the next few slides, we're going to welcome our 2021 class of apprentices who are becoming patrollers tonight. A few words for all of these new members. The council and your instructors really appreciate your flexibility and perseverance to make it through this year full of changes. Tryouts were postponed from March into July. Our OEC class, the schedules and locations had to be changed, due to updates on county guidelines several times. The Govey building was not available as a home base for on-hill training in the way that it normally is, and lots of other changes. And I just wanted to say that this class, the whole class, did a fantastic job of adapting wherever needed, sticking to the program to learn the material and to graduate on time. Fantastic job. As one of your instructors and also as patrol chief, I thank you very much for your great work. So for the hill apprentices, last week council voted to approve membership for our 5 new hill patrollers. Spencer Giles, Jordy Mallon, Derek Phillips, Robert Shuey, and Tommy Yacko. Congratulations and welcome to MHSP.
Possibly, well, not quite the longest training season ever, because our associate director, John Howard, is going to talk about the next group of folks, and a guy who probably did have the longest training season ever. John, you want to talk about our new associates?
Yes, and I'd also like to say that the reason you don't see them listed in order is because it went alphabetically. So that's why you'll see numbers jumping around. I'd also like to echo Dave's words and thank them all. They started out as hill patrollers and for various reasons, or hill apprentices, for various reasons finished up going for a higher calling and becoming associates. So their training is actually better. I'd like to thank Paul Munn, who I think it took him 2 years to become a full-fledged member, or just shy of 2 years. He has much more perseverance than I do. Bob Blackington, David Hawbaker, Jay Kim, and Gretchen Stover, they did an exceptional job. They put in the days required in a short period of time, and I'd like to welcome them and thank them immensely.
All right, congratulations, associates. And for our Nordics, Steve Potter.
Yeah.
Next slide, Matt. There you go.
There we go. Thank you. This year, we had 2 new Nordic patrollers. As the rest of the group, pretty time stressed, and when are we going to get this done? Confusion galore. But Tessa Ryken and Corey Tolzman both did their required 10 days at Teacup Lake, got through their Nordic trainings checkoffs. In addition, they spent a bunch of time working on the Teacup Lake Nordic OET program that we're developing, and put in some extra spring days. Our season went 2 weeks longer than normal, which was kind of a shock to some people. The snow was getting ugly, and we got that done. So congratulations and thank you a whole bunch, Tessa and Corey.
Congratulations. And Jan Salaji for hosts.
Thank you. This is so exciting because I saw these members log in earlier tonight, so I think they're with us. Welcome. We are so very pleased to welcome 3 new members into the host membership. With the modifications that we all had to deal with training and duty responsibilities this year, we are so appreciative that they all showed great flexibility and a real sincere effort to learn everything that we could offer them this year. They've shown themselves to be terrific additions to Mounted Ski Patrol and to the Mountain Host, and we are so glad to welcome to the team Mounted Ski Patrol member number 60333, James Lincoln, number 60334, Mel Osbeck, and 60335, Leanne Williams. Congratulations. We are so happy to have you with us.
Great to be with you guys.
Thank you, Jan. We'll take just a second because we want to celebrate the whole patrol. We started this last year, and it seemed like it landed pretty well. So just 18 years from now, some of our newest patrol babies can think about putting crosses on. So we just want to share with everybody who's new to patrol. On the left is Nolan Willie. That's Aaron and Taylor Willie's son. They're in California now, but they have every intention of coming back. He was born last September. There's Minnie's baby, Fiona, born in December. And 2 more. Theo, there's Theo with mom, Michelle, born in January. And then the newest newbie, Jessica's boy, Miles, just born on May 24th. So we wanted to congratulate and celebrate the moms and dads on patrol as well. We've got this slide is a little bit of a holdover from last year because we had just such an unusual interruption in training. But as we mentioned earlier, we've got a couple of apprentices that are almost done. They've graduated OEC. Star and Laura are going to be, if we are fortunate enough to pass this bylaws amendment, they will be our first 2 bike-only patrollers. So they are getting on the hill now and beginning their training. We also have some folks waiting in the wings. We have a new name for our young adult program. Is Ski Patrol Youth is a new moniker for the young adult patrol. We'll be starting up again in the fall. And a huge thanks to Paul Vanderbosch for leading up this program. Paul's made some amazing changes, and you'll be hearing a lot about it in the sweep and as we get ready for training season. So let's get to awards. Talk about our awards criteria. We reviewed all of the nominees that came in, not just from council, but came in from the general membership. Again, any member can nominate anybody for any award. They're presented on the merit for performance of patrol skills. In most cases, the folks that are presenting the individual awards can talk about some of the criteria. So this is for the last patrol season, basically going back to the end of last summer and through this active patrol season. Council members are not eligible for award, and although we have, I think, one exception this year, past winners are generally not considered for a repeat award.
Sorry, Matt. We've got Mary Stemple, aka Will Party, has their hand up here.
We made a mistake in one of the previous slides. Derek Sluter is a hill patroller in good standing with Mount Hood Ski Patrol. Somehow he got left off the slide.
Thank you. I'm not sure how he slid off, but thank you for that correction.
All right, let's move on.
Say thank you, Mary.
Yay, Derek.
So for Hill Apprentice of the Year, Dave Wenderlane.
Okay. The Rod Morrison Apprentice of the Year Award has been presented since 1963 to the Hill Apprentice who demonstrates superior attitude, dedication, and leadership potential. Rod Morrison started with the patrol as a 14-year-old Boy Scout helping at Summit and was officially accepted as an apprentice patroller 2 years later. On weekends, he slept on the floor at Dar's Mountain Shop, now called Charlie's, to maximize his time on the mountain. As a sidebar, I would venture to guess that since then there's been other patrollers who have slept on the floor at Charlie's, but we haven't seen fit to name awards after them. Rod Morrison practiced hard and could be counted on to accept any assignment with a smile and to do it with enthusiasm. It was expected that he would become a leader on patrol, but he lost his life at the age of 20 in a tragic auto accident. So this year's nominees for the Rod Morrison Apprentice of the Year Award include Tommy Yako and Derek Phillips. And the winner is Derek Phillips. Derek, congratulations. Like Rod Morrison, Derek Phillips has certainly proven to be a dedicated and conscientious member of his class. He put in 100% effort in both OEC and OET training. He was always prepared and always signing up for any extra training days that we made available. During training, Derek had a lot of questions, but they were always good questions, and his attitude is much appreciated. Per my discussion with DMAC, who was with him on hill training, Derek would always volunteer to carry a sled or transport gear or assist a teammate or help in any other way. He's a talented board rider, and he'll make a great hill patroller. and I am proud to present him with the Hill Apprentice of the Year Award for 2021. Congratulations, Derek.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Derek. Well done. And John Howard, Associates.
You guys are on.
President here. Oh, it's
John Howard, have we got you?
Sorry, I clicked it, but it didn't go off, which is probably better for you all. The Associate Apprentice of the Year Award goes to that apprentice who has put in just time above and beyond, and also does everything we ask them to do. This year was exceptionally hard for them, as in the two nominees, Paul Munn and Gretchen Stover. Paul spent almost 2 years trying to get on the patrol. Gretchen came on late and yet still worked hard. I would like to have given it to the entire apprentice class because they went through stuff that all the rest of us have never had to do. But this year's award goes to Gretchen Stover. Congratulations, Gretchen. Really good job. She was always helpful, energetic, put in extra days, conscientious, even on days when the snow was really good. She stayed in the first aid room and helped out. They were all awesome, but Gretchen, congratulations. And I'm glad to have you as an associate.
Thank you. Super psyched to be with you guys.
All right. And she's starting off right away because she's doing her bike checkout rides tomorrow. So she's in it. Thank you, Gretchen, and congratulations.
Atwood, we have Mary Stemple and the crew. Again, hand up. I think Will has something to say, I believe. Will? No?
Was that a one-handed
Yes.
clap?
Yes, no? No? No. All right. No.
Okay.
It's a no.
Okay, thanks. And our Nordic director, Steve, for Nordic Apprentice of the Year.
This year's Nordic Apprentice nominee for the Nordic Apprentice of the Year Award has been an eager and energetic participant throughout the season at Teacup Lake, patrolling as a Nordic Apprentice with Team A 13 days. He has always eagerly participated in the duties of the day, learning area operations and procedures, learning the area trails and appropriate routes of travel, in searching for subjects, delivering equipment, and transporting their subjects back to the snow park. Additionally, he's displayed a great attitude and participation in his Nordic training, participating in the MTR class, which was concurrent with completing the OEC, which had to have been challenging for our two Nordic apprentices this year. Our Nordic apprentice for 2021 is Corey Talsman.
Thank you very much, Steve. Look forward to next season at Teacup.
All right, thank you.
Thanks to my wife Jessica for telling me to sign up for this crazy thing, and it's been really fun.
Yeah, you were going to be a ski racer, weren't you?
Right.
And their other friends never saw them again. Jan Salaji for Mountain Host Apprentice of the Year.
Hi again, everybody. The criteria for the Mountain Host of the Year says the recipient of this award has exceeded the requirements and standards of the Mountain Host Apprentice. He or she has shown an eagerness to train and become accomplished at all duty stations and has exhibited excellent people skills. He or she has become knowledgeable about the resorts and available services there and goes the extra mile to help guests. Is also a good example to fellow hosts and fellow apprentices. We were so pleased with our apprentice group this year, a small but very impressive bunch of folks, and we found them very eager to learn and be with guests as much as our protocols would allow them to be. And it was very difficult out of this group of 3 to select one individual. So I'd like you to hear the voices of their fellow members. A fellow apprentice said this about our recipient. He's just an amazing fellow. He was fun to get to know and to do training with and do shifts with. His positive attitude starting the season was so impressive, and he's just loving this. I hope that I measure up. And a fellow host who was his mentor one day sent me this information. He said, I was his mentor today. What a great addition to the team. He's so easygoing and has a kindness that he must have been born with. He's sharp too. He's already learned a lot and he asks a lot of questions, and he is exactly the kind of host that we want. He gets my vote. I also heard from several Mount Hood Ski Patrol colleagues and from staff at Ski Bowl telling us how wonderful he was. We require our apprentices to do 10 hill and spread themselves around a little. He did more than that, going to all 3 of the resorts that we serve at. And he would often send me an email after he got home and tell me everything about the day, what he enjoyed and what he learned, and ask questions. He began his training with us 1 week after suffering a great personal loss in his family, and still brought light and kindness and genuine gratitude for the opportunity to be a host with him each time he came to the mountain. And I'm very honored to announce that James Lincoln is our host apprentice of the year. He has been an example to all of us. Congratulations, James. This is well deserved. I saw James log in earlier. I hope he's there. He's on vacation with his family. He said he'd try to pop in. I saw him log in a bit earlier.
I saw him too. We'll give him a second maybe to find the mute button, unless he had to log out.
He's here, but maybe he's not. Maybe he's feeling shy.
Well, congratulations, James. And thank you. We had several shifts together, and it was really a pleasure to work with him. So we'll take just a couple of slides to share appreciation for instructors and trainer recognition. Our chief person in charge for the senior aid room module is Kathy Lee. Thank you, Kathy, for getting everybody through instructor development and the senior aid room module. I look forward to taking that class next year. And I will hand it over to Will Party for comments about our OEC instructors.
Everybody on this list participated in OEC training. Special thanks to all of you guys. And I'm not going to read every single name, but at the end of this, there's a couple of things that don't happen that make the OEC happen, and we can't do it without the inventory crew, which is Cleo, John Howard, and Steve Tomlinson. All of these guys have basically been 100% attendance throughout the year. Also, we have to give special thanks to Sam Lefebvre for being able to provide us a space, socially distanced space in this hard COVID year. Do you guys want me to read these names?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Don't forget Kelly.
Kelly, you weren't there.
I know.
Okay. For CPR instruction, Ed Taylor and John Howard, they've done a really incredibly good job of shortening this training down to something that's a bit more palatable. So thank you very much, guys, to make it the CPR instruction a better operation. Next slide. All right, first aid instructor of the year. Honorable mentions are Kat Price, Cleo Howell. The criteria for this award is reliability, consistent. That means they come to basically all classes. They work well with students, and the students enjoy working with them. Some of the people who were considered for this award, and this is really the cream of the crop, people who come to 100% of the OEC classes. People who were considered are Kat Price, Matt Wood, David Winterling, Cleo Howell, John Howard, Kathy Lee, Steve Potter, Glenn Anderson, and I think I'm missing somebody. And the winner of this award is Glenn Anderson. Okay. Wow. Okay. Glenn has attended 99% of the OEC classes. He missed one of the classes since he joined Patrol about 7 years ago. He missed one of the classes because he was in surgery. In addition, Glenn has really kind of worked his way up through Patrol as far as responsibilities. Some of those responsibilities, he's become the bike APC. He's become the associate training director under John, I believe, Howard. And he is doing an amazing job as the recruiting director. We all know and love Glenn, and we all believe he deserves this award. As I said earlier, there's another person that I need to give special thanks to directly is Steve Tomlinson, who we call the Sherpa. And that was going along with Cleo and John Howard, who show up to every single class. These classes do not happen without the inventory being there. So thank you very much, guys. Good job, Glenn.
Congratulations. Congratulations, Glenn. Awesome. John Howard, do you want to talk about your coaches?
Yes. Since we started out with no associates, apprentices, and then slowly picked them up and then got more and more, it was Glenn and I, and then we had trouble getting associates to get their coaching days in at Ski Bowl, and Nick really helped out with that a lot, and I appreciate what he did. And it was a small group, but it was just the three of us. Coach of the year was Nick Johns. He got the apprentices through their Ski Bowl days on Saturdays when that was the only day they were available. And I really appreciate what he did. Thank you very much, Nick.
Yeah, and it's been great to see Nick grow. We'll see his name again a little bit later in the presentation. For Dave Winterling, possibly, or DMAC, if DMAC's on the call, just want to express appreciation for the coaches for the Hill apprentices. Dave W., can you see his DMAC on?
Yeah, he was on. DMAC, do you want to?
Yeah. I'm here. So yeah, I want to give a shout out to all the coaches for this year. You know, we're under, like everybody, dealing with COVID and all this other stuff, and everybody pulled together, and we had a solid team, great instruction. Everybody was dedicated, and I just want to thank everybody for their efforts in moving the Hillers from apprentices to patrollers.
Thank you, Dave. And HVH, some words on all of the other training that we did, which was quite a lot this year.
Yeah, we did a lot for considering COVID. I really want to thank all of the coaching staff on the hillside. We'd start early in the morning. We'd meet outside. We'd do all of our COVID testing and checkoffs outside, no matter what the weather was. And then we'd hit the hill. We didn't stop for lunch. If we took a break, we took a break outside, so nobody was going into the buildings. And then we persevered through to the end of the day. So greatly appreciate all the outside coaching staff. You know, couldn't do it without all of you. And special thanks to our ITs, Jeffrey Gordy, Matt, and we added Gina Hackett as a new IT this last year, and greatly appreciate Gina's help with tryouts and all of that, and with senior training. You know, we couldn't do it without all of the ITs. So that leads into our Outstanding Alpine Coach of the Year. Our nominees, Gina Hackett, Courtney Walsh, and myself, we were all nominated. All three of us have had multiple nominations this year and in years past. Some of the great things said about our instruction by patrollers are as follows: professional, enthusiastic, and fun. Explained a technique, demonstrated it, let the students try it, and then offered constructive criticism in a humble yet effective tone. Appreciate all the hard work done pre and post training days. Kept the focus on what we needed to be successful, in addition to great attention to detail. Very organized and also very specific about their coaching. And with that, I'd like to announce Gina Hackett, MHSP number 1728, NSP number 246697. Gina joined MHSP in 2013, completed her senior OET modules in 2016, became a toboggan instructor in 2017, was MHSP Hill Apprentice Director in the 18-19 season, and recently was selected as a toboggan IT for this past 2021 season. Gina has been a rock star toboggan instructor from day one. She's a natural. She has the eye for seeing body position right away and knows the skills needed to correct stance, whether it's skiing, snowboarding, or tobogganing. Gina is concise with communication, demonstration, and observation. She's a no-nonsense, straight-to-the-point instructor, which is what I love about her instruction style and love working with her. Her collaboration with other instructors is excellent. She voices her perspective, works well with group instruction, is one to keep the instructor group on task and especially on time. Many apprentices, patrollers, and instructors within MHSP and within our division appreciate and enjoy working and learning from Gina's wealth of knowledge. Her goal as a toboggan instructor is to give patrollers the skills and encouragement needed to be the most proficient skiers, snowboarder, and tobogganers as possible. MHSP would like to thank Gina for the great service she has provided over the last 9 years with the Alpine Coach of the Year Award. Thank you, Gina.
Thank you.
Thank you, Coach. Yeah, personal thanks from me for getting me through senior program, and look forward to doing it again next year because I got more to learn. Thank you, Heather. That was awesome. Is Mike Levis on the call? I think possibly not. I seem to remember.
Log in. We'll see. We'll give him a second.
Mike, are you here?
I think I saw him drop off.
All right.
Okay. Well, yeah, so Mike did an amazing job as our avalanche training director this year, was responsible for some real innovation. And it was really, really awesome to see Dave and Astrid step in and do quite a lot of time. And Harai keep his hand in as well. So I will defer to Dave Winterling, I believe, if you don't mind, for the Avalanche Service Award. Muted, maybe? Bueller?
Dave, yep, you're muted. You're muted.
Muted. Bueller. We start again. The Dave Hitchcock Avalanche Service Award is presented to patrollers who have performed exceptional service in running the Mount Hood Ski Patrol's avalanche training program. Dave Hitchcock, number 263, was in charge of the Abbey program for many years and was also the division avalanche advisor Next slide. The winner of this year's Dave Hitchcock Abbey Service Award is Mike Levis. So this was an easy choice. We looked at all the folks that worked on Abbey, and with all of Mike's contributions this year, he was the only nominee. Mike joined MHSP back in 2013, and when he joined, he came in with a good amount of alpine climbing and Abbey experience from Mazamas. He's our APC of Associates at Ski Bowl, and for the last 4 years, he's been an Abbey trainer. This year, because that director role opened up, we asked Mike to run the Abbey program. And in a year full of changes where classroom training had to change to online training, Mike took point on developing that curriculum and setting up the online sessions and did the training himself, as well as doing the on-hill training, and did a great job. A lot of folks on this call went through Abbey training with Mike this year. In addition, Mike tackled a couple of other significant issues that needed to be fixed. One of those is the situation with our Abbey beacons at Ski Bowl, which were PEEPS sports units that were subject to a recall. Won't go into the details there, but they were unsafe to use in Abbey terrain. So Mike did a careful review of what was on the market for Abbey beacons. He made a proposal to council that was approved. We purchased those new beacons, the Tracker 4s, and they'll be on hill at Ski Bowl next year for us. The PEEPS beacons that got pulled out are great beacons, but he's going to repurpose those to our training program. It'll be our training inventory, and they'll be great for that. And then finally, Mike took a look at our NSP Abbey refresher protocols for the Abbey 1 class. NSP's requirements changed a bit. Mike looked at the difference between our curriculum and the NSP curriculum. In the past, we have not taught to the NSP curriculum. It was longer. But the Delta now was something that made sense to add. Mike's going to be adding a little bit of video material to the training next year for our Abbey 1 refreshers. It's all good material for our terrain, and it will also make our Abbey 1 refreshers compliant with NSP so that our members will get NSP credit when they complete those refreshers. So in all, Mike's just put his arms around everything, done a fantastic job. Great year of service. Thank you very much, Mike. Super job. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mike. Much appreciated. And I'd like to invite Jan Salaji to present the Mountain Host Awards.
Which one is the first slide up?
So, Host of the Year.
Okay, thank you. I'm so pleased to have the chance to do this. It's always so much fun. The criteria for this is that the recipient of this award is an individual who exemplifies what a mountain host should be. The Mountain Host of the Year demonstrates an outstanding commitment to the mountain host, a positive attitude, and excellent people skills. He or she is knowledgeable about the resorts and services available and goes the extra mile with guests. He or she is also a good example to fellow hosts and is a mentor to apprentices. I'm so pleased to have the opportunity to give a well-deserved recognition to this fellow host. I'd like you to hear a couple of the nominations that he received. One of our apprentices this year sent this in. Jan, I caught the wave on Saturday. My mentor for the day was amazing, and above all else, excellent tutelage and information he shared with me. He intoxicated me with the sheer joy of being a host. His enthusiasm showed me the benchmark for what I want my goal to be. He was kind and thoughtful, teaching me, but above all else, that joy and that smile was just too big to match. And the following nomination came from one of our supervisors this year. I want to reinforce my vote. He nominated him more than once for the host of the year. He signed up again today because he saw that our dispatch was so light, and we were really lucky to have him. He carried a second radio for me today and was extremely helpful all day long, helping me to monitor the patrol channel, especially when we got flooded with 1050s at the end of the shift. He has always been there for us on the Saturday team. He really does go the extra mile, and always with a smile. I would echo that this individual really went the extra mile for us this year. On multiple occasions, he reported to a half-day shift, and seeing that we were really shorthanded, he would volunteer for the full day. And also on multiple occasions, when we only had one supervisor on duty, he would carry a second radio and help monitor that patrol channel for us, which is really critical. It enables us to be there and to support our patrol colleagues and get to those 1050s to help you. On at least 5 weekends this year, he dispatched for both Saturday and Sunday to make sure that we had boots on the hill. And this entails sleeping in his car. I'm so pleased to announce that Brian Ritako is our outstanding mountain host of the year. And Brian, I send my personal thanks to you for the tremendous support this year and your continued efforts at being the best host that you can be. I know Brian is on with us tonight, and he's probably going, wait, what? Wait, what? But can you talk, Brian?
I can. Thank you very much. Well, now that I know that Charlie's is a sleepover option, that's totally gonna up my days on the hill, because I can manage that. Thank you very much.
No, sleeping on the floor at Charlie's is not what you should aspire to do, Brian.
Well,
congratulations, Brian. With all sincerity, I really
very much
for what you did for us this year.
Well done, Brian.
It's a pleasure. I appreciate it. Thank you. It's a joy. I love it.
Congratulations. And Jan for host supervisor.
Okay, let me switch out my pieces of paper here. There are 2 names that are on your screen, Kim Demertow and Luther Barker, and I'd like to talk about those honorable mentions. Kim recently retired, and as we approached into this winter season with the pandemic to deal with, and knowing that several of our supervisors were planning to sit this season out, she reached out to me really early in the year and said that her plan was to do as many supervisor shifts as she possibly could to support our commitment to Timberline. And her plan was to be there every Saturday and Sunday, all season long if we needed it, and to cover midday shifts over the winter holiday and spring break. And that was a tremendous offer that I was really, really grateful to accept. And she was good for her word, too. We don't start dispatching until Thanksgiving Day at Timberline, and by December 27, she was doing day 7 on the hill. But the best laid plans. Unfortunately, Kim suffered a pretty serious injury that day, and it ended the season for her. She is recovering well, and she'll be back on her skis next winter, but I want to acknowledge that very sincere commitment that she made to our leadership and our relationship with the resort. I'm really appreciative of her effort and her intent, and I want to make sure that she knows that we appreciate it and recognize her here. And the other person that we are giving an honorable mention to is Luther Barker. As I mentioned, several of our host supervisors took a step back from volunteering this year because of the pandemic, and it left us pretty thin. Luther went above and beyond the call of duty this entire year, dispatching to Timberline almost every Saturday throughout the season. If he hadn't already scheduled to be there, he would watch the dispatch, and if no supervisor was signed up by Thursday night, he would take the slot. On many occasions, he was the only supervisor on a given day, and on many occasions, he was supervising supervisors in training. I'm sorry, I got my tongue tangled there. Or he was supervising or training an apprentice, but he kept us going. And we wouldn't have been able to get our Saturdays covered this year if it hadn't been for Luther. It's really wonderful to have somebody who cares so much about the overall outcome of the season. And he's a really nice guy to boot. So we recognized Luther last year as our supervisor of the year. This year, we want to recognize him again with an honorable mention in host leadership. And Luther, I just cannot thank you enough. And now to our, yay, Luther. There's Luther. Would you like to say something, Luther?
No, it's a pleasure though. I'm happy I could do it.
We're so grateful to you. Thanks so much, friend. And now our Supervisor of the Year. The recipient of this award provides outstanding leadership and commitment to the Mountain Host Program. He or she is knowledgeable about the duties of the host supervisor and executes them with skill and enthusiasm. He or she is also a good example to fellow hosts and exhibits excellent communication skills, ensuring that assignments and responsibilities are covered, takes into consideration the special needs and events of the resort for the day, and can successfully interface with the resort management. I'm really excited to announce this recognition as well. It's greatly deserved, and I'll share with you some of the accolades I got. A fellow host said, I am nominating him because he is dedicated and a remarkable teacher. He's been at Ski Bowl nearly every weekend this season, serving as host supervisor. That kind of consistency is an enormous help to those of us learning our new jobs. In addition, he treats his team of hosts with plenty of respect, telling us how to do our jobs and independently, always letting us take the lead when we're capable, yet available to answer any questions and offer guidance where we can improve. Every time I work with him, I learn new skills and gain confidence, and I'm very grateful for his tremendous contribution. He motivates me to do a good job, an even better job the next time, and to keep coming back for more. And from a Ski Bowl Hill captain, I heard this. He was the host supervisor at Ski Bowl for every shift I was there as Hill captain. Just a really top-notch guy, good on the radio. He's always there early. And once he shoveled a path in the deep snow to the castle before I got there. An apprentice said he came up to me in the afternoon one day and said, let's go make some runs. He took me out on the hill and chatted with me about the trails, quizzed me on the names of the trails and where we were, coached me on how to call in a 1050. He's a remarkable guy, and I will always remember the stellar example of how to teach someone and make them feel welcome and glad to be part of such a great organization. So, you know, you really couldn't ask for more than to hear all these voices representing their feelings about this member. He gave tremendous support to me as the host director this year by emailing me every single time he left the Hill, letting me know what all the ups and downs of the days were. There was hardly a Saturday he missed, except if he had a family commitment. He contributes to building strong and positive leaderships, and he takes it upon himself to really mentor people that need improvement, which he did with a couple of individuals this year. This fellow is a tremendous team leader, a great member of our organization, a sincere and kind man. And I'm very honored to announce that our 2020-2021 Host Supervisor of the Year is Rick Anderson. I saw Rick come in earlier. I hope he's there and can join us for a moment on audio. Rick, congratulations. I am so grateful to you and so pleased that you know how much your fellow hosts think of you. Congratulations. I saw him come in earlier at the top of the meeting. I'm not sure if he's still there.
There we go. How about that?
Rick, there you are. Congratulations.
It was my joy to serve, and I was blessed by each host this year and their commitment to being on the Hill.
Thank you so much, Rick.
Great job, Rick.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Rick. And Jan, just a quick slide for your HDA and trainers.
Okay, let me see. Sorry, I may have had my things. Oh, there we go. Frank Joyce. Host director assistants, Frank Joyce. I think we may have an error here on our slide. Let me talk about the host director assistants first really quickly. This is the equivalent to the APC to the resorts. I wanted to make sure that we recognize that Frank Joyce was our new host director assistant to Ski Bowl this year. and just really knocked it out of the park, establishing a really strong relationship with that resort and with the hill captains all winter long, monitoring our dispatch and recruiting host power to fill in gaps where needed and keeping me informed all the way along. He just really did a great job. He's agreed to continue in this position through the next season, and that couldn't be better news. He's a great fellow, and I just really send my thanks to Frank Joyce. And for a second year this year, Pat Adamonsky was our host director assistant to Summit Ski Area, developing a really strong relationship with Greg Campbell, the general manager there, and being very, very instrumental in recruiting hosts that are interested in making that a resort that they want to go volunteer to. And that's really important. And then in recognition to training, I'd like to recognize Diane Brunet and Pat Adamonsky. For the second year, Diane and Pat have been part of the team who have recruited, interviewed, and trained our incoming apprentices. They bring a breadth of skill and experience to this process, and the result is really well-trained and really enthusiastic new members. And so I'm very grateful to them both for their contributions and training, Pat Adamonsky and Diane Brunet. Thank you so much.
And your new host supervisors.
Are you sick of me yet, everybody? So 2 of our new supervisors started training last winter, and they got interrupted by the pandemic. So we were very glad to get them back on the Hill this winter and wrap up that training and congratulate Frank Joyce and Chris Abel to leadership. Their advancement really helps us to build our leadership numbers at Ski Bowl, and they both serve that resort really well. Chris is trained at Timberline as well. He likes starting the season up there really early and then sliding down the hill to Ski Bowl as soon as the tiers are turning. So we get a little dual work out of him. This season, we added 3 additional supervisors, Bill Johnson, Diane Brunet, and Steve Shaw. Bill Johnson and Diane both make Timberline their primary resort, and their years of experience there have made them real benefits, real addition to the team there. They both have stellar skills. And much like Chris Abel, Steve Shaw cross-trained for both resorts. So he'll start at the Timberline when the season opens there and then slide down the hill to Ski Bowl as soon as those chairs start turning. So in a pandemic year, we're pretty excited, 2 pandemic seasons, that we could advance 5 people to leadership as host supervisors. Congratulations to them all.
Thank you very much, Jan. And turn it over back to Steve Potter for Nordic Patroller of the Year.
Our Nordic Patroller of the Year for this season went above and beyond to ensure that Teacup Lake was staffed throughout the season, patrolling 17 days. He served as patroller in charge of Team A for November and most of December, demonstrating exceptional leadership and functioning especially well with the team. Providing care for multiple injured skiers, he has also taken a substantial role in the development of the Nordic OET program. Beyond Teacup Lake service, he enrolled in MTR2 and is working on becoming an MTR instructor. The 2021 Outstanding Nordic Patroller of the Year is Tom Clark.
Congratulations, Tom. I know that I saw him on the call earlier.
Thanks, Steve. I appreciate the good words.
Well, thank you, Tom. I could have spent a few more minutes telling everybody about what all you're doing this winter, so we'll let you share sometime.
Congratulations, Tom. And over to John Howard for Associate of the Year.
Didn't I just finish this?
Not done yet, man. Not done yet.
We had 2 nominees for Associate of the Year, and in order to be nominated, you have to go above and beyond and do an exceptional job. Both of these did. Pat DeMarinis, who I probably saying his name wrong. He was at Meadows all year. I have heard that he didn't put his skis on once. He spent all day, every day he was there in the MES, which is the Meadows version of the first aid room. He did an awesome job. And Cam Kameli, who allowed us to become his family when we could not be there, or he could not get to his family in France. And the Associate of the Year, because I think he was there twice as much as everyone else, is Cam Kameli. And congratulations, Cam. It's been a ball. If there was a case, chances are you would hear Cam 1097, or he'd be finding people. He just was everywhere all the time. And he really made my job easier. Thank you very much to both of you.
Thank you, Cam, and congratulations. And John, just one more nod to your new associate supervisor.
Yeah, Nick Johns, he's stepped up to be fill in as associate supervisor on, I think it was A team with Heather and Dave Miller. Did an extraordinary job. Learned as he was going, and Nick's very organized, very pleasant to work with, and he did a wonderful job. And I can't thank him enough, as along with all the other associates and supervisors. But Nick, thank you very much. And supervisors of the year, Joan Turner, Scott Chandler, Nick Johns, and Ed Taylor. All did an extraordinary job. Joan and Scott, it was their first year, also for Nick. And Ed stepped up to help out at Ski Bowl and be a supervisor. The supervisor of the year this year is Scott Chandler. And he, the feedback I got from him or from his team and others who were there on his days, very organized, very direct in his directions, what he wanted done, what the expectations of the team were for that day, and had a lot of fun doing it. And I appreciate all four of their help this year. And congratulations again to Scott.
Do we have Scott on the call? Do we see him? He's a busy man. He's got a daughter who's headed off to college. So next I'll turn it over to Dave Winderling for our Hill Awards.
Okay, I'll take it off mute to start with. So the first award is the Barney McNabb Hill Patroller of the Year award. It's awarded every year to the Hill Patroller who demonstrates superior commitment, service, and excellence. It was the first award, that annual award that MHSP ever created. Barney McNabb was MHSP number 1, and with NSP he had the number 17. He was the first president of MHSP and part of the original organizing committee. The notes on him on our wiki say he was considered a really nice guy, very active in mountain searches. He served as the Northwest Director for National Ski Patrol. During World War II, he recruited ski patrollers to serve in what became the 10th Mountain Division. And the story is that he actually participated in laying out the original Timberline Road when Timberline Lodge was under construction. So this year we have 4 really good nominees, and all of them are deserving of this award. Rick Hugo is a Ski Bowl team member. He's been with Mount Hood Ski Patrol for 14 years. Corey Deese is a Timberline team member, 15 years with Mount Hood Ski Patrol. Steve Bonham is a Meadows hill patroller and hill captain, 11 years with MHSP. And then Mark Brooks, who has, he transferred last year to MHSP, but he came to us with 20 years approximately of experience with NSP on the East Coast and a hill captain type role. And he's doing a great job at Ski Bowl. So it was a tough choice. Out of that group, the winner for the Barney McNabb Hill Patroller Award for 2021 is Corey Deese. And then just a few words on Corey. Corey joined Mounted Ski Patrol in 2006, and he's been a really consistent contributor every year. He's always near the top of the list in the number of days contributed per season, usually in the top 10, like he is this year when he did 26 days. Corey has a great relationship with the paid staff. He takes a lot of cases. He knows his stuff at Timberline, and he's a lot of fun to have as a teammate. So this award recognizes Corey for the great job that he's done year in and year out to support the Timberline teams. Thank you very much, Corey, and congratulations. Okay.
Congratulations, Corey. And yeah, keep going with Hillcap.
All right. So the Jerry Edgar Award for Hill Captain was Jerry Edgar is presented annually to a Hill Captain, is judged to be an example of leadership, service, and competence in those many skills that make a patroller valuable. Jerry Edgar was badge number 275. He started with patrol in 1957. He was respected as an amazing hill patroller, superlative skiing, and his love for life. With his wife, Florence, who was MHSP number 447, he patrolled around 30 to 40 days per season. When MHSP split ranks with NSP in 1962 and adopted its own system of leader positions, Jerry was in the very first group of hill captains with MHSP. And this award was established in his memory after he was killed by a drunk driver in 1972. So this year, we have 4 great nominees for Hill Captain. Starting with Toby Willie, who was the captain for Ski Bowl C Team this year. Toby has 27 years with MHSP. Mike Walsh, Hill Captain for Timberline C Team. He has 4 years with MHSP. Steve Bonham, Meadows D Team, 11 years with MHSP. And Dave Miller, who was the captain for Ski Bowl A Team, co-captain this year, and he has 14 years with MHSP. And from that great group, the winner for this year, 2021, Hill Captain of the Year award goes to Toby Willie. So a couple notes on Toby, and Matt Ray helped me on this. Toby joined us in May 1994, and he's been a Hill Captain since 2007. He's one of our most technically skilled and knowledgeable patrollers. That in and of itself doesn't necessarily make somebody a good Hill Captain, but Toby's willingness and his ability to share his knowledge and skill really set him apart. Although he's been a Hill Captain for many years, his work has prevented him from being able to commit to being a team leader in recent years. However, this year, with the COVID pandemic precautions in place, Toby stepped up and took the vacant team lead role for Ski Bowl C Team. And that was our smallest team this year. There was a couple of open slots for both hill patrollers and associates. And in addition, several of his members were rookie patrollers with limited Ski Bowl experience. So it was really important to have a really solid leader on that team, and Toby delivered. So Toby, great job. Thank you very much for your great work, and congratulations.
Congratulations, Cap. And we got some new guys coming in too.
Yeah, so the one goal for our hill operations team is that we want to have a backup hill captain or a hill captain in training on each area team. And we want to promote patrollers into the hill captain role who are ready to take over and lead a patrol team. So with that in mind, this year we're going to promote three new hill captains. Britt Anderson, a member of Timberline's C team. Mark Brooks, who I just mentioned, a member of Ski Bowl D team. And Rick Hugo, who I also just mentioned on the last slide, member of Ski Bowl B team. You three have done a great job as hill patrollers. Congratulations on your advancement.
Mark, if you're out there, it was a pleasure working with you, and I look forward to another year. I'm going to turn it over to Will Party for the first aid awards. First off, or just one here, the First Aid Excellence Award.
What did you do? What did I do? Yeah. Did you say some lines? Today? No, this year. No, I just was a lot at all the Mountain Meadows team associates. They should be it.
Will?
Is Will Party on the call?
Yes.
Thank you. On the winner on this, all right, the nominees here are Rick Hugo, Elena Wallner, David Berg, Kat Price, and the Mount Hood Meadow Team Associates.
Team Associates!
The winner on this is Elena Wallner. I don't have the text with me. Matt Wood, I believe you have the text. Can you read that?
I can paraphrase it, sure. In the weirdly shortened late summer fall season last year, as when we were in Labor Day weekend, I was patrolling with Elena. I skedaddled out of there right at the end of the day. Elena was behind me and came upon a fairly gnarly motorcycle crash. There was a 40-something dude bro who was riding in a helmet but without a shirt. He had crashed, and in the process of the crash, lost his helmet and was in pretty tough shape. She rolled into the scene. 911 had already been called. Hoodland Fire had already been called, but the guy was in some obvious distress. He was bleeding, had a puncture wound in his shoulder. Elena took control of the scene. She established scene safety. She provided head stabilization throughout. Took a few minutes for Hoodland Fire to get there. She remained on scene and remained on head stabilization and controlled the entire backboarding process. Got the patient onto the backboard and onto the gurney and into Hoodland Fire and off to advanced care. She said that her big learning moment in that was that she didn't leave her car on, so her phone ran out of battery. She wasn't able to call for help and wasn't able to get on the radio, but she did a superb job. The patient was transferred to Kaiser. We're still waiting on some of the results, the aftermath of the case. This is going to go in for a national merit star once we're able to get all that information together. But yeah, Elena did a superb job controlling the scene and making sure that this guy got to higher care in really short order. So congratulations, Elena. And next up, Will, if you want to stay on, we've got the Bent Pole Award.
All right, nominees are Richard Crokin. Hey, can you guys be quiet, please? Richard Crokin, Heather Van Houten, Beth Hicks, Kim DeMarteau, and Chuck Corcoran. The winner is or the loser, I guess I should say,
Loser.
is Richard Crokin. Richard suffered a boxing fracture after about a 1,500-foot slide down Mile, I believe. So congratulations, I guess. I got this a few years ago. I don't really want to be congratulated for it. So I don't like getting hurt. But Richard Crokin, the award goes to you.
Congratulations, sort of, Richard. And back to Heather Van Houten to talk about our senior candidates this year.
So as the Y East Regional OET Advisor and Coordinator for the Senior OET Program, I'd like to thank all the participants that took the time to train this past season with all the challenges we had regarding COVID-19. I greatly appreciate all the hard work and time commitment that everyone put into training. We had 8 patrollers participate over the course of the winter. We had 4 patrollers partake in the senior evaluation, ski, snowboard, and toboggan modules. Those are 2 separate modules this past March. And on the day of the evaluations, conditions were pretty challenging. And I'd like to congratulate Dave McIntyre and Paul Vanderbosch on completing both OET modules successfully this year. Great job, guys. Congratulations.
And we'll stay with Heather as we go into the John Keys.
Actually, Cleo's going to talk first.
Oh, Cleo's going to, okay.
Well, first of all, while I've got the mic right now, thank you to all of you that came. Thank you for most people being under control and making this go smoothly. Thank you to Matt Wood for being the MC and keeping things going. So the John Keys Meritorious Service Award is presented to individuals who have provided special service and support in non-patrolling areas. Recipients may be non-active or alumni members. And this award is not presented every year. John Keys, Mount Hood Ski Patrol number 662, was a past president of Mount Hood Ski Patrol and a lieutenant colonel in the U.S. Air Force Reserve. John was a natural leader, an enthusiastic patroller, and a dedicated public servant. His vision for a self-sustaining patrol is the touchstone for our fundraising events. John and 9 others died on November 22nd, 1996, when their C-130 airplane crashed into the Pacific Ocean while in service to our country. Tonight, we will honor 2 people with the John Keys Meritorious Service Award.
David Atkinson, MHSP number 1239, National Appointment 12139, NSP number 170346. Started his patrol career as a YAP at Mount High Resort in California, joined NSP in 1980, completed his senior status in the 85-86 season, and joined Mount Hood Ski Patrol in 1995. Was awarded his national appointment in his national appointment in 2019. He has a long, distinguished patrol career between the Lake Tahoe ski resorts, Euro Ski Patrol in Germany, and Mount Hood Ski Patrol. David has held many titles with MHSP as Patrol Chief, Hill Captain, and Toboggan Trainer. Today, we honor his service as the Y East Regional OET Advisor, which he held from 2009-10 season to 2018-19 season, and his work as co-organizer and coordinator for the Y East Region Nuts and Bolts Clinic for 17 years. He has been instrumental in the Nuts and Bolts Clinic's promotion and growth over the years, reaching all across the country, bringing patrollers to our lovely mountain from all over the United States. He's been the administrator who coordinated all the registration and payments, manned the check-in process every day, solicited the help needed to make the process go as smoothly as possible, and herded the long lines of patrollers down the main corridor of the Y East Day Lodge, for 3 days times 17 years. In addition, assisting in the coordination of the themed Saturday afternoon barbecue and extracurricular events. In recent years, this has included catered dinners matching the year's themes, such as Irish, Italian, Asian, Western barbecue, etc. David's commitment to toboggan training as the regional advisor through the nuts and bolts clinics and beyond has been tremendous, and yet this is not all of his work that he's contributed to. He's worked with the Oregon Region OET advisor. He has coordinated the joint Y-East Oregon Region Senior OET emergency transportation modules for the last 10 years. This includes setting up the senior training clinics yearly within the Y-East region and coordinating those with the Oregon region clinics, along with the co-coordination for the final senior ski, snowboard, and toboggan evaluations. MHSP would like to thank David for the great service he has provided over the years with the John Keys Meritorious Service Award. Thank you, David.
Our next recipient of this award is Dr. Jim Hamilton. It's my honor today to present the John Keys Meritorious Service Award to Dr. Jim Hamilton, MHSP number 1726, and his NSP number is 124768. In recognition of his accomplishments, Jim has received a national appointment number of 5005. Most of you know Jim has been with NSP for over 50 years, 52 years to be exact, joining the Central Division in 1969. While with the Central Division, he was the Division Medical Director and worked as the Emeritus Professor and Chairman of Orthopedic Surgery at the Medical School at the University of Missouri in Kansas City. In 2012, after 43 years on the patrol, the Central Division awarded Jim the National Ski Patrol Distinguished Service Award. In 2013, after Jim and his wife Linda moved to Oregon, Jim joined Mount Hood Ski Patrol. At that time, he continued with the National Ski Patrol Medical Advisors Committee, becoming the medical advisor for the Pacific Northwest Division at all levels, the division, the region, and our patrol. Our award this evening is to recognize Jim's ongoing contribution since joining Mount Hood Ski Patrol at all levels, the national, division, region, and the local patrol. I'm sure that most of us are familiar with at least some of the following. Altogether, it's an amazing list of contributions. For starters, at the national level, Jim is listed as a reviewer for the new OEC 6 text, which includes content contributed by him in several places. His fingerprints are all over the aspirin, spinal motion restriction, and oxygen protocols. At the division level, here's a quick recap. Every summer, the Pacific Northwest Division hosts the annual convention, at which Jim regularly contributes insightful and educational OEC presentations and breakout sessions. Jim has contributed many OEC-related articles for the Pacific Northwest Division's quarterly newsletter. Most recently, several articles on COVID during the last year are included in the current edition. And Jim has worked with other patrols in the Pacific Northwest Division to identify and vet physicians to become medical advisors. This continues prior work that he did with other divisions to strengthen the medical quality assurance program across NSP. Next, here's a recap of many protocols that Jim has created or updated over the last 8 years with a major impact on our OEC curriculum and on-hill operations. First, the spine board, or what we call now the SMR protocols. Jim started this program with the 4 local Mount Hood resorts to evaluate and optimize spine board use, with the intent being a net reduction in the use of spine boards. Over a period of 7 years, Jim developed a thoughtful protocol that was adopted by our region and later by other regions within the Pacific Northwest Division, and which was eventually incorporated by the National Ski Patrol into the 2018 OEC Cycle B refresher and the new OEC 6 text. Jim continues work today to study and understand the effectiveness and impact of the revised SMR protocols. the oxygen protocols. Several years ago, Jim responded to concerns from the ski resorts on Mount Hood and referenced the use of oxygen. He reviewed every indication in the OEC 5 textbook that referenced oxygen and also reviewed current research on oxygen use by first responders. He then provided a clarifying summary for patrollers to use in determining when oxygen should or should not be used. This guidance is now part of our OEC curriculum, and in 2017 was included in the updates review for the new OEC 6 textbook. In 2018, Jim updated the region aspirin protocol with respect to heart attacks. As a result, local patrollers were approved to carry and administer aspirin as initial on-hill treatment when indicated. Following that guidance, Mount Hood Ski Patrol now stocks individually wrapped aspirin in our first aid cabinet in the government camp building for patrollers to carry in their packs. Finally, the COVID protocols. Jim took the lead 1 year ago to develop comprehensive COVID protocols to enable patrollers to work safely on hill during the pandemic. These protocols were approved and implemented by the Pacific Northwest Division and by Mount Hood Ski Patrol and were the basis for the COVID training programs that we all participated in last summer. Following these protocols helped us operate safely on hill over the past 12 months. And Jim is currently working with several other Pacific Northwest Division medical staff on a 2021 update to these protocols, reflecting new information, including variants and vaccines. And we hope to get those that new protocol out fairly soon. It seems to be a moving target, though, as every day in both Washington and Oregon, things are changing with the virus. Dr. Hamilton supports our awards advisor in documenting applications for purple, green, blue, and yellow merit stars. His guidance has matched the application with the appropriate merit star, and he has provided supporting material to accompany that nomination. Finally, Jim has been an instructor every year at our OEC refreshers and for our apprentice OEC classes, giving some very engaging presentations on the musculoskeletal system. This has included topics on anatomy, injuries, and treatment, plus some show and tell that's a real eye-opener on the structural strength of human long bones. The OEC students, do remember flying bone fragments during your class. Dr. Hamilton, it's an honor to present you with the John Keyes Meritorious Service Award for 2021. Thank you for your service. So, Matt, it's back to you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Cleo. Back to just we're almost done, folks, but just a couple of slides left to Dave Winterling for superheroes.
Okay, in prior years, this slide showed the busiest patrollers in terms of the total dispatch days, which included on-hill days and training days, training and admin days. This year, with all the pandemic-related changes to our protocols, we wanted to highlight the sometimes behind-the-scenes work of the training and support people. So we split this superheroes slide into two slides. So this first slide shows the patrollers with the highest number of training and admin days. And training includes if you're either doing training or if you're participating as a trainee. So a couple of comments. The top 5 patrollers on this list all had a big contribution to teaching our OEC class. In addition, Steve Potter, who is number 1 on this list, did a ton of training with the Nordic team, including mountain travel and rescue and a couple of other topics. So Steve is the number 1 contributor for all the trainers this year. In addition, Will Party, who was second, did a ton of work last summer on the COVID guidelines program. So Will, great job. The other thing that I wanted to point out here is in green font, which is our 2021 apprentice class, who has just become tonight patrollers with MHSP. You can see the very large number of days that we have 7 people here that are 20 days and over. That's really just since December. And all those folks did some extra days when time was available. So fantastic job. Okay. Next slide. So this slide shows all the patrollers that had more than 20 patrol days on the Hill. And Matt, I'm thinking, yeah, Bill hopped down at the bottom there. Okay. Yeah, this was a prior version of the slide. Numbers are all correct. There's a couple of folks here that I wanted to highlight, a couple of comments. The folks that did the highest number of days for each one of our areas. Starting with Mount Hood Meadows, Steve Bonham was our #1 contributor at Meadows, 24 days. Steve did a fantastic job, always jumping in to help the other teams. You cannot work a day with Steve and not have a great time. At Ski Bowl, the leaders were Steve Barnett and Matt Wood. Both of those 2 patrollers had just under 30 days on the Hill. Steve Barnett picked up most of his days during summer ops, and then Matt Wood was the leader during the ski season, picking up a lot of extra days beyond his own team, which was Team D. And then at Timberline, the patroller who just knocked it out this year, as we mentioned before, Cam Kamali, 58 days at Timberline this year. Basically, that's every Saturday and Sunday since late November, bunch of days over winter break and some weekdays here and there. So Cam, thank you very much. On the Nordic side, no surprise, Steve Potter was #1 with 53 days on the Hill. And then finally, I'm going to turn this over to Jan to acknowledge the leader for the host team this year.
I am so sorry to say that I noticed that Bill Hoff dropped off the call just a couple of minutes ago. I'm so sorry he's not going to hear this, but Bill did 38 days this year, starting the season doing a half a dozen or so days at Timberline, and then sliding down the hill to Ski Bowl, where he did the rest of them. And we heard from hosts and fellow MHSP colleagues and from management at the resort how grateful they were to have him there. So Bill, I'm sorry you're not hearing this, but way to go. That's a lot of days.
Thank you, Jan, and thank you, Dave, for that. And just want to give a particular shout out to Dave because his name appears on both of these slides. Between training and on hill, Mr. Winterling, our patrol chief, is at 105 days. So that pin that he's got on his radio harness that says "lead by example," he really means it. And Dave, thank you for setting such an amazing example for all of us and setting the bar high.
Yeah, way to go, Dave.
So just literally 2 more slides. I'll turn it back over to Cleo for some parting thoughts.
Well, I think I already said it, but thank you all for being here. Thank you for all of your contributions this year. Please consider dispatching for Ski Bowl and then Timberline later on for summer days. Actually, Timberline's got summer days going on now, so just get up to the mountain whenever you can, and thank you for all your service. And thank you for the support to the council. And council, we got a lot of work to do this next coming year. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for sticking with the occasional glitches with the presentation. It's been a pleasure, and I look forward to seeing everybody on the Hill very, very soon. Congratulations to all of the winners.
Thanks,
You guys
everybody.
did-
Great team.
You guys did wonderful. It was super enjoyable, and I can't wait till next year when we can hug.
Yeah, May 21st, 2022. Everybody plan to be up there. Let's get it on. We'll hand out some hardware in person. I really look forward to it. And I'll give a shameless plug. So for the folks that just graduated, for our newest patrollers, if you can, either come see me tomorrow. I'll be at Rev Hall. I'll be in that south parking lot at Rev Hall. I will have your patches. I will have all possible clothing. Your pins are engraved. All your personal stuff is ready to go. If you can't make it tomorrow, but you're going to be on the hill on Sunday, I'll be at Ski Bowl on Sunday. I'll have as much of that stuff with me as possible. If you can't be there either day, we'll figure it out and get it into your hands. And for those of you that have your name engraved on the plaques, if you can visit us at Rev Hall tomorrow, I'll have my camera with me. We'll put the plaque in your hands. We'll take a picture and make sure that we get some images in the sweep. And if none of that works at all, give me a call, give me an email, and I will meet you in town. We'll make sure that we get that into your hands. And then the plaques will be up in the Govey building as soon as we get the lights back on. So thank you, everybody.
Hey, Matt, you had a question from Corey. What time?
Oh, yeah. So I'll be at Rev Hall, my furtive parking lot clothing committee pop-up from 11 to 3 tomorrow afternoon. So that's Southeast 12th and Stark. You got access to bars, you got access to dog walking in the park, and we'll make an afternoon of it. Bring the sunscreen.
Hey, thank you to all the hosts that tuned in tonight. Glad that you were joining us, and congratulations to everybody in MHSP for an amazing year, and to all of you that received special recognition this year.
Gordy, thank you again for an amazing final sweep. It's I know that is a lot of work, and certainly some emotional stuff. So thank you so much for your contributions.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Derek Phillips, congratulations on your.
Oh, hey, Corey Deese joined the call.
Mr. Deese, where are you at? Look at you.
There he is.
All right, he's got his almost but maybe not quite N95 mustache rocking. Congratulations, Patroller of the Year. It's good to see your face.
Corey, great job for
You're
many
on mute,
years.
Corey. Hey, Corey, you're on mute.
Yeah, thank you. It was fun this year. Yeah.
Well, someday I'll repeat all those nice things we said to your face, since you missed it the first go around. Great job, Corey.
And hey,
Yeah, thank you, Dave.
I see my D team in Heidi's backyard. Hey, D teamers, we'll grab those beers soon.
Hey, Cleo, Matt, and all the council, thank you very much for a really nice banquet presentation tonight. All the presentations were wonderful. Gordy, I just, my heart just, goes blop every time you get up and do your thing. I just don't know how you do it. But thank you, everyone, for your work in putting on tonight and for all the work that you've done the entire year. Really, really appreciate it.
I echo that, Cleo and crew, you guys, Dave, Matt, everyone else on council. Nice job, very organized. But
Nice of you
Kathy,
guys
everything went fine until we got to Meg, and then
I know.
it was doing fine. I looked over and saw the slide that Matt had up, and that became a little difficult. Hopefully, it wasn't too much of a delay.
It's tough.
Yeah.
We appreciate your heart, though, when
somebody
you do
that
this
young,
for
if
Yeah.
if a 60-year-old dies, 70-year-old, 80-year-old, 90-year-old, that's one thing, but a 38-year-old, that's a different story.
Yeah, it's different. You do a great job, Gordy.
Well, thanks. Hey, Matt, would you mind putting up that slide of Jessica's baby so I could take a shot of it and show Janet?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll put it up here in just a second. Mike Anderson got a question? Give me just a sec here, Gordy.
I was just going to say, as the state opens up, I will be contacting Terrapin about further race events. They've had a pretty tough year. I actually have some contact with them because being working at Peabot, they use some of our properties. So I'll check with Aaron to see what the plans are for the rest of the year. So I'll keep people, advised once I hear something, but I know they're waiting very eagerly for the opening of the state of Oregon.
Yeah, and we're looking forward to getting back at it. Yeah, thanks for staying plugged in with those guys and between everybody wanting to get back after it and having some new bike folks, it'll be really, really good. So you should be seeing, I think.
Yeah. Oh,
you should
yeah,
be seeing
nice.
Theo. You should be seeing Theo and Miles.
Yeah, cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, thank you very much. I'm doing it right here. Save as PDF. Color. Save.
Yeah.
I got it. Thank you very much. And here's a little fact for the 26 of the people that are still on. No one knows my real first name. Cleo may.
I do.
Who's that?
That's Heather. I know your real
Oh,
name, Gordy.
You do? Okay. Yeah.
Tell us.
I told Randy Carrier that they named the baby after me, but they got it misspelled.
I thought your first name was 1040.
Yeah, it isn't IT. What? It isn't Coach.
So thanks for putting that up there.
Yeah,
and then I think you can sell some of those pictures of Mount Hood that you had up. Those are outstanding.
Yeah, if imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, then Rachel's cheeks should be glowing. She did an amazing job putting together the backgrounds for those, and we have that saved as a template for the slides. So it was as always, it's just there's a certain amount of stuff that comes together kind of at the last minute, working on some of the animations and trying to bounce stuff between Dropbox and Google Slides and everything else. But no, I appreciate everybody's patience. I think the pacing was approximately okay. There's always room for improvement, but it's a labor of love, and it's really a lot of fun to be able to hang out with everybody, at least in the virtual world, and get to celebrate you. And look forward to being able to doing some summer patrolling with everybody and get together in person. And I think we're going to fill the entire resort next year. That's my goal. I think we're going to have an awesome time next year, and be able to hand out some hardware and whoop it up properly. And looking forward to a possibly very hungover round of golf the next day with Matt Ray and a few other folks.
So Matt, well, just so you know, we will see you sometime tomorrow afternoon. Jay is going to drop off those couple of shirts because we can't be at the drop off end of the month. So
okay,
so I'll see you there, and hopefully Jay will be there.
Oh, good deal. Yep. And I will have all of the clothing. I'll have all of the patches. I'll have all of everything that anybody might need. Yeah. And Derek, I got a coat with your name on it, so don't worry about it.
Hey, Derek, congratulations. Good job.
For sure.
Yeah, congratulations. Glad you guys persevered, made it through. Long year, huh?
Thanks, guys. I'm totally shocked, and all of the people that were helping with OEC and on the Hill and everything were just super to everybody and super patient. And I'm a little overwhelmed, and I can't wait to get into it. So thanks for all your support.
Good.
But yeah, and I'm not gonna confess publicly that I might have done some pre-recruiting for D team, but just keep it in mind,
I'm there.
We wouldn't expect anything less, Matt.
Well, I got to get once in my life, I got to get ahead of Heather Van Houten.
Mike Walsh is going to be recruiting hard this year too.
Well, I hope you've got a spot for those of us recuperating from hip replacements. The good news is the left hip is getting there, but in November I get my right hip done. So
Wow.
then I retire in the end of December. So I'll have a lot of available time. I just don't know how mobile I'll be next season.
That's great. You've got half of it over with, though, Mike. That's terrific.
Yeah, good luck with that, Mike.
Yeah.
For sure.
We're still working on it.
James Schuler, good to see you.
Good to see you, Kathy and Larry.
You were supposed to be here.
I know.
Bye, everyone. My battery's about to die.
All right, Mike. Have a great evening. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Yeah. All right. I think we're going to take off too. Good night, everybody. Great night.
All right. Yeah. Good night, everybody. So we'll, just for those that remain, when the recording is over.
What?
I'm going to leave, but I just want to know Gordy's first name.
What is Gordy's first name?
It's Miles.
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 Yeah. Who was saying that? Who was that, Glenn or?
That was Mark.
That's Mark Johnson, Gordy.
Hey, Mark.
I should say Miles. Miles, it was Mark Johnson that said that. Hopefully we can. Are you going to be up there anytime this weekend up on the west side there, Miles?
No.
All right.
So then, Gordy, is there a story and why you are known as Gordy rather than Miles?
Yeah, my parents called me Gordy, and I just stuck with it and never used Miles. It was my grandfather's name. So
What is Gordy?
he was a great guy. What?
Is Gordy a middle name, or what is it?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. Gordon. Yeah.
Oh, Gordon. Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Good night, all.
Good night, Kathy. Thank you so much.
Larry.
Hey, Joel. Joel, you were certainly quiet tonight.
Well,
I called government camp, you guys, and told Stemple that his environment up there was more like a banquet environment than anybody else on the phone.
I was really glad. Yeah, I was glad that they were able to put together a hoot and hollering crowd. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I think that was. And I talked to Kat for a few minutes, and so I think a great environment for her to be in too.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I didn't want to belabor it too long, but actually I worked with Tom when Tom was a commercial fisherman. I worked with him on the Pacific Ocean. He and I looked at each other when I don't know if you remember that day after Randy hurt himself and we were working on their new house there on the loop. And Tom and I were working in the backyard, chainsaws and clearing brush and all that. And we looked at each other like, where do I know you from? And he was one of my fishermen delivering fish to the boat that I worked on in 1989 out of Newport.
Seriously?
Yeah. So
wow,
it was that was a tough loss.
That was kind of the same with me and Meg Tripp. When my sister-in-law had brain surgery, this nurse came into the room and I kept looking at her thinking, why do you look so familiar? And she kept smiling at me because she knew I was confused and said, Jan, I'm Meg Tripp. And I went, oh, for crying out loud.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you see people completely out of context, and that's really can be really jarring for sure.
She was just so accomplished. She was just amazing. She was actually, Gordy, she was the team lead for the medical team for my sister-in-law's brain surgery procedure.
Oh, really? And that was at the Legacy?
No, it was at Southwest Washington Medical I want to say about 5 years ago, before she hopped hospitals. But she, she was just incredible. She was just such a great person. I miss her.
Yeah. It was shocking.
Yeah, no kidding.
Hey, I see Cam Kamali's still on the phone.
I'm sorry.
So I see Cam Kamali still on the phone. Hey, Cam, good luck. Good job winning everything tonight.
Yeah. And by the way,
just,
you're the president and vice president and the secretary and the treasurer for next year, Cam.
That's right.
no, I,
Just
just,
you know now.
I actually wanted to say thank you because it's a extremely hard year for me, and it continues to be. And I think that if it wasn't for this family, second family that I have with the ski patrol and timberline, I don't think I would have been able to make it. So I just want to thank you really for being part of my life, so to speak. so yeah,
Well,
thank you very
brother
much.
Cam, I'll be seeing you in about 10 hours.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You and me on the
Thank you.
mile in the morning, buddy.
Yep, that's right.
Hey, Cam, where's your family?
They're in France. They're in southwest of France. Yeah, my daughter just finished up a surgery, and she's bedridden, but she's recovering. Thank God. I think.
That's great.
So, yeah.
What kind of surgery?
It was she had a difficulty with her jaw, and so they had to basically break her jaw and put some platinum to straighten her jaw so that her teeth doesn't erode as she grows older. So it was fairly serious. She was in the hospital for a good part of, I think, a week. They had tubes in her, and my wife just about 2 days ago told me that they have taken the tubes out, and so she's back at our home and trying to recover. So so I'm very happy about that.
I'm so glad to hear
Do you
it's good
speak?
news.
Do you speak French?
Yes.
Comment est-elle?
Comment?
That's not.
Is that it, Gordy? Was that the
Merci
whole
beaucoup.
vocabulary?
Did you understand what I said?
How
is
say
she?
it one more time. How old is? Oh, quel âge? Quel âge as-tu? She's 17.
No. I said.
17 ans.
I said comment est-elle? Is that incorrect? How is she?
Oh, comment? Yeah, it's actually it's pronounced comment est-il?
Yeah, I was about.
She's
I got 10% of it.
Yeah, très bien. Yeah, she's very well.
Gordy,
Yeah,
you're in
she's doing
dangerous
very well.
territory pronouncing French.
Right. I know a whole bunch of French words.
We gotta go. Yeah, we gotta go back. We gotta go to Chamonix and Val d'Isère and work on our French there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
We'll have
Cam,
a
when's
patrol
your
day
first
together.
opportunity to go visit over there? Do you have any window on that now?
Well, they send my request over to the ministry in Paris, and Macron is supposed to open by June 30th the country. So
wow.
I that's what I heard. My son contacted the ministry, but we haven't heard back. I think the government is just completely in shutdown. All the political organizations, immigration, passport office, everything is shut down. They said June 9th they were going to open partially. And, we're already in the middle of June, and now they're saying end of June they're going to try and open up the country, and travel will be part of that. But I still haven't heard back from the consulate. The consulate is still shut down in San Francisco. So the only way I can contact them is through the emergency number, which is what I'm doing.
Wow.
But no, I haven't heard back still. My son is trying to help me over there. He's contacting the folks in the government, so I'm still waiting.
What city are they in?
They're in Poitiers. It's in southwest of France, about 2.5 hours northeast of Bordeaux.
How do you
By
spell
car.
that?
Poitiers.
How far is that from Le Mans?
Oh, from Le Mans by car is about maybe an hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah, that there's a beautiful church there, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So in Poitiers was where Joan of the Arc was persecuted. So there is a memorial for her in that town. So Joan d'Arc was persecuted there, and there is a memorial of her, and the courthouse where they persecuted her is still in actually operation. The place that we live is not far from that courthouse where she was.
Oh, really?
Where she was. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So we live fairly close to that courthouse.
Well, I hope you get to go see your family. That's such a long time and a long distance to be away from them.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I'm hoping maybe in July or sometime in August. I'm keeping my fingers crossed, and the minute they give me the permission, I'll be on the plane. So, yeah.
And don't take this the wrong way, Cam, but as good a time as we've had with you this year, we won't mind if we see you less next season.
Yeah.
But it'll always be we'll still have our go-to guy.
We'll keep our fingers crossed for you too.
For sure.
Yep. Thank you so much.
All right. Well, I'm gonna ring off.
It's been really a pleasure. Thank you.
Yep, I'm going to ring off. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Gordy, thanks again. Cam, congratulations.
Great job with that slide deck and presentation, Matt. Thank you so much. Thanks, Gordy, for doing the sweep. I wish I was there to light candles for you.
Good night.
There you go. Maybe next year.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Good night, everybody. We'll see you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.